The bank lobby was quiet in the way expensive places usually are. Soft music, polished floors, the kind of silence that makes people lower their voices without being told. An old man stepped inside. No one greeted him. His jacket was thin and worn at the elbows. His shoes were scuffed, their leather cracked from years of use. He carried a plain brown folder under his arm. Creased, old, nothing about it impressive. He paused just inside the entrance, as if unsure whether he was allowed to be there. That hesitation was noticed immediately. "Sir." A young teller looked up from behind the counter, her smile fading halfway. "Yes." She glanced down at his shoes, then at the folder, then quickly at the security guard near the door. "Can I help you?" she asked, though her tone already suggested she didn't want to. "I need to speak with someone," the old man said. His voice was calm, low, polite. "About what?" she asked. "An account." She frowned. "Do you have an appointment?" "No." Her smile disappeared completely. "Then you'll need to schedule one online." The old man nodded. "I tried," he said. "They told me to come in." She sighed, already annoyed. "Sir, this branch handles high-value clients. Walk-ins aren't." "Understand," he said quickly. "I won't take long." A man in a tailored suit stepped out of an office nearby. He was laughing into his phone, clearly in a good mood, until he noticed the old man standing at the counter. His eyes narrowed. "What's going on here?" he asked. The teller straightened. "He wants to see someone about an account," she said. "No appointment." The manager's gaze swept over the old man. Slowly, deliberately. Then he smiled, but it wasn't friendly. "Sir," the manager said, "this is a private banking location." "I know," the old man replied. "Then you also know," the manager continued, "that this isn't a place for general inquiries." The old man adjusted the folder under his arm. "I was told this was the correct branch." The manager chuckled softly. "Told by who?" The old man hesitated for just a second. "Your corporate office." That earned a few quiet looks from nearby customers. The manager's smile tightened. "Well," he said, "corporate sends people with appointments." He leaned slightly closer. "And frankly, you don't appear to be in the right place." The silence in the lobby shifted. A woman waiting nearby glanced at the old man, then away. Another man smirked openly. The old man felt it. He remained standing. "I just need to speak with a manager," he said again. The manager laughed, this time louder. "I'm the manager." The old man nodded. "Then you're the person I need." Something in his calm tone irritated the manager. He turned to the security guard. "Can you help him find the right location?" The guard stepped forward. "Sir," he said, placing a hand lightly, but firmly, on the old man's shoulder, "this branch is for clients only." "I'm a client," the old man replied. The guard blinked. The manager laughed again. "Sir, with all due respect," he said, "clients don't walk and dress like that." The words landed hard. The old man didn't respond. He slowly opened the brown folder. Inside were several documents. Old, neatly arranged. He took one out. "I was told to bring this," he said. The manager glanced at it and waved it away. "I'm not looking at random papers." The guard tightened his grip slightly. "Sir, you need to leave." The old man closed the folder. Carefully, he looked around the lobby one last time. No one met his eyes. "I don't want to cause trouble," he said. The manager sighed dramatically. "Then don't." He nodded to the guard. Escort him out. The guard took a firmer hold and guided the old man toward the door. Not violently, but not gently either. As they reached the entrance, the old man stopped. "May I ask one thing?" he said. The manager rolled his eyes. "Make it quick." The old man turned slightly, holding up the folder. "Before you ask me to leave," he said, "are you sure you don't want to see what's in here?" The manager didn't hesitate. "No." The guard opened the door. Cold air rushed in from outside. "Sir," the guard said, "let's go." The old man stepped forward. But as he crossed the threshold, one of the papers slipped from the folder and fluttered to the floor. The manager glanced down and froze, just for a second, barely noticeable, but long enough. His smile vanished. "Wait." The guard paused. The manager bent down slowly, picked up the paper. His eyes scanned the top line, then the signature, then the seal. The color drained from his face. "This," he whispered. The old man turned back. Yes, he asked calmly. The manager swallowed hard. Where did you get this? The paper trembled slightly in the manager's hand. He tried to hide it. Failed. The lobby was still quiet, but it wasn't comfortable anymore. The kind of quiet where people stop breathing properly. Is there a problem? The teller asked. The manager didn't answer. His eyes were locked on the document. At the top was a name he hadn't seen in years, a name that wasn't supposed to show up here. Sir, the manager said slowly, his voice suddenly careful. Would you mind stepping back inside for a moment? The security guard looked confused. You said, it's fine. The manager snapped too fast. Then softer. Just let him back in. The guard released his grip. The old man stepped inside again without a word. The door slid shut behind him. No one spoke. The manager cleared his throat. Can I see the rest of the documents? The old man nodded and handed him a folder. Carefully, the manager opened it. Inside were more papers, old but pristine, official seals, legal formatting that didn't belong to ordinary accounts. His fingers moved faster now. Too fast. The teller leaned forward, curiosity getting the better of her. Is everything okay? She asked again. The manager looked up. For now, he said. Then he turned to her. Pull up this name, he said, sliding the paper across the counter. The teller typed. Once. Twice. Then she stopped. Her fingers hovered over the keyboard. Her face changed. What is it? The manager asked. The teller swallowed. There's no regular client file, she said. That's not possible, the manager replied. She shook her head. But there is something else. She turned the screen slightly toward him. An internal flag, she whispered. Archived. Locked. The manager leaned in. Read. His jaw tightened. Who else has access to this? He asked. No one at branch level, the teller said. It says executive clearance only. A couple waiting near the window noticed the tension. Hey, the man muttered his wife. What's going on? The wife shrugged, but she was watching closely now. So was everyone else. The manager straightened. He looked at the old man again. This time, he didn't look down at his shoes. Mr. He began, then stopped. He checked the document again, then corrected himself. Sir, he said instead, how long have you held these documents? The old man thought for a moment. Longer than this building, he said. That answer landed wrong. The manager forced a smile. Are you saying these documents are historical? The old man didn't smile back. I'm saying they're still valid. The manager's throat tightened. He turned away and walked quickly toward his office. Cover the desk, he told the teller. Now. The teller stood up immediately. What about? Now. She obeyed. The manager disappeared into the office and shut the door. The click of the lock was loud in the quiet lobby. Minutes passed. The old man stood where he was. Hands relaxed. Expression unchanged. The security guard shifted his weight awkwardly. I'm sorry about earlier, he muttered. The old man nodded once. The teller glanced at the door, then back at the old man. Can I get you some water? She asked. No, he replied gently. Thank you. She nodded, unsure what else to do. Inside the office, the manager's phone rang. Once. Twice. He answered on the second ring. Yes, he said quietly. Pause. Yes, he's here. Longer pause. His face went pale. I understand. He hung up, sat back in his chair, stared at the wall. Then he stood up, straightened his jacket, and opened the door. Everyone looked at him. The manager walked directly toward the old man, stopped an arm's length away, lowered his voice. Sir, he said, we need to notify corporate immediately. The old man nodded. I expected that. The manager hesitated. There's something else, he said, if what I'm seeing is correct. He didn't finish the sentence. He didn't need to. The teller was already staring at the old man now. Not curious, not judgmental, uneasy. Sir, the manager asked carefully, why did you come here today? The old man finally looked around the lobby again, at the people watching, listening, waiting. I didn't come to withdraw money, he said. The manager swallowed. Then why? The old man met his eyes. Because, he said, someone here made a decision without knowing who I was. The manager felt a chill. And now, he asked. The old man glanced at the folder. Now, he replied calmly. You're going to correct it. The manager opened his mouth to speak when the front doors slid open again. A woman in a dark suit walked in, phone still in hand. She didn't look at the teller, didn't look at the customers. Her eyes went straight to the old man, and she stopped. Mid-step, her expression hardened into something close to disbelief. Sir, she said. The old man turned. Yes. Her voice dropped. We didn't expect you to come in person. The lobby froze. The woman in the dark suit closed the door behind her. The sound echoed through the lobby, short, final. Clear the floor, she said quietly. The manager hesitated. But there are customers. Now. Something in her tone erased the argument before it began. Within moments, people were gently but firmly guided away from the counters. Conversations stopped mid-sentence. Curious glances turned uneasy. The old man remained where he was, unmoved. The woman turned to him. Sir, she said, lowering her voice, this situation should have been handled differently. He didn't respond. She nodded once, accepting the silence. You were one of the original signatories, she continued. Weren't you? The manager stiffened. Original signatory, he repeated. The woman didn't look at him. Yes, she said, before the merger, before the rebranding, before most of us. The manager felt the room tilt slightly. That's not possible, he said. Those agreements were dissolved. The woman finally looked at him. Most of them, she corrected. She turned back to the old man. You're here because of the contingency clause, she said. The old man nodded. One clause, he replied. The manager stepped forward, voice shaking. What clause? The woman exhaled slowly. The one everyone forgets, she said, because it's never supposed to be used. She took the document from the folder and placed it flat on the counter. Her finger traced a line near the bottom. Section 14, she said. Subsection C. The manager leaned in. Read. Then read it again. His mouth opened. Closed. No, he whispered. The teller, watching from behind the desk, felt her stomach drop. What does it say? She asked. The woman answered without looking up. It says that if a founding stakeholder is denied access to their own assets, publicly and without cause. She paused. Control reverts. The silence was total. Control of what? The manager asked hoarsely. The woman lifted her eyes. Of this branch, she said, and temporarily of the bank. The manager staggered back a step. That clause hasn't been triggered in decades. It has now, the woman replied. The old man spoke for the first time since she arrived. I didn't come to take anything, he said. The woman nodded. I know. I came to see if it still mattered, he continued. What was written? The woman looked at him carefully. It does, she said, more than anyone realized. Phones began to vibrate, one after another. Executives, legal teams, people who didn't usually move fast, moving very fast now. The teller stared at the old man. You mean earlier, she said slowly, when we... Yes, the woman said. That moment counted. The manager's face drained of color. You're telling me, he said, barely breathing, that when we asked him to leave, you didn't just embarrass a client, the woman replied. You activated a safeguard. The old man closed the folder gently. I warned you, he said, not accusing. I asked you to look. The manager couldn't meet his eyes. I thought, he began. I know what you thought, the old man said. People always do. The woman straightened. Effective immediately, she said. All branch decisions are paused. The manager stared at her. Paused? Pending review, she said. By him. She gestured to the old man. The words didn't land. They crushed. The security guard stood frozen near the door. The teller's hands trembled slightly. The manager felt something cold settle in his chest. Sir, he said to the old man, what would you like to do? The old man looked around the lobby. At the polished floors, the glass walls, the people who had judged him without a word. I'd like to sit, he said. A chair was brought instantly. He sat, calmly, silently. The woman leaned closer. There will be consequences, she said softly. He nodded. I expect nothing less. The manager swallowed. What happens next? He asked. The old man looked up at him. That, he said, depends on what you do when no one is watching. The woman's phone rang again. She answered. Yes, she said. He's here. Pause. Then, no, she said. We don't ask him to leave. She hung up, looked at the old man. They're coming, she said. He nodded once. I'll wait. The bank fell completely silent, and everyone understood one thing. This wasn't over. The doors to the branch closed quietly. Not slammed, not locked, just closed. The kind of sound that doesn't demand attention, but stays with you. Inside, no one spoke. The old man remained seated in the chair they had brought him. His hands rested on the folder in his lap, the same folder they had waved away minutes earlier. The manager stood near the counter, unsure of where he was supposed to be now. No one told him. The woman in the dark suit ended her call and placed her phone face down. They're on their way, she said. The manager swallowed. How many? She didn't answer. That was enough. The teller broke the silence first. I didn't know, she said quietly, about any of this. The old man looked at her. I know, he replied. That somehow made it worse. A few minutes later, two men in suits entered the branch. Not rushed, not angry, calm, controlled. The kind of calm that means decisions have already been made. They didn't look at the manager first. They looked at the old man. Both stopped. One of them nodded. Sir, he said, thank you for waiting. The manager's chest tightened. Thank you. Not sorry. Not excuse us. Thank you. They moved to the side, spoke quietly. Legal words, procedural words, words that didn't belong to everyday conversations. The old man listened, then nodded once. That will be sufficient, he said. The men stepped back. Of course. The manager finally found his voice. What happens to this branch? He asked. One of the men turned to him. That depends, he said, on what the review finds. The manager tried to speak again. Nothing came out. The old man stood. Slowly. No one rushed him. No one tried to help. He walked to the counter, placed the folder down. I didn't come to take control, he said. Everyone listen now. I came because I was told this place still stood for something. He looked around. I wanted to see if that was true. No one answered. He turned to the manager. You judged me before you read, he said calmly. That wasn't personal. It never is. The manager lowered his head. I was wrong, he said. The old man nodded. Yes, he replied. Then he turned away. At the door, he paused. The teller looked up. Sir, she said, will you close the account? The old man shook his head. No, he said. I'll leave it open. She blinked. What? He opened the door. Because one day, he said, someone else will walk in here the way I did. Then he stepped outside. The door slid shut behind him. Inside, the branch remained silent. No one knew what to say next. And no one forgot what had just happened.